and again, I think something as analysts we've probably all faced it at one point in our career. And I remember a very specific incident where I had come up with this hypothesis that, and I was analyzing subscription data for an online dating company that I worked directly for. I had come up with this hypothesis that there was an inverse relationship between consumer confidence and subscriptions on our platform, as like confidence in the economy went down, people are like, well, I guess I might as well just go out and date and have some fun. That was my hypothesis. And I got all this consumer confidence data and I matched it up with our subscription data, and I noticed like a 5 or 6 month pattern where there was this really strong inverse correlation. As consumer confidence went down, our subscriptions went up. I'm like, oh, I'm onto something. And then I expanded the timeline out to a year, and then it fell apart. And instead of thinking, I wonder if there's another variable that can describe that 6 months where, yes, consumer confidence is part of it in combination with another thing, and that's repeatable time and time again, let me figure that out. My initial thought was, I'll just keep the timeline small and then it looks good. And that was my initial thought. And I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, what am I talking about? But I had that very real thought go through my head because I had already convinced myself that this was a thing, and I wanted to prove it, and I wanted to run to the executive team. It's like, I found this amazing thing, and luckily I stopped myself before doing that. But again, like, I think we all get that pressure, whether it's coming externally or a lot of times again internally, because we've built these biases and beliefs, and we want so badly for the data to conform to that. But as analysts, we have to throw up that stop sign and say, whoa, wait a minute. I can't allow, the way I think to allow me to manipulate the numbers. And what I said on LinkedIn is because when you do, and when you get caught, and you will eventually get caught, your stakeholders will lose all confidence in you. At best, you're going to be kind of a lame duck in your organization. At worst, you're going to be looking for a new job. Because they're really relying on you to be that independent voice. And as soon as you break that trust, it's near impossible to rebuild.
Yeah. And it seems like in many organizations, like analytics, and I'll just say it, goes the lazy route and is okay with being that rubber stamp for other organizations. That when an organization doesn't like what they hear, and I've heard of this happening, the organization says we need to change up the metrics. If say they pick a particular metric to that shows success, if that doesn't happen, well then no, we know it's successful. We're just not using the right metrics. We need to change it up. And I've seen an analytics organization go right along with it and say, yeah, you're right, that we should measure it with this other metric instead. So, juicing the numbers to get exactly what they want.
Yeah. I